We'll have to do like the 10-minute version of that where we just complain about it and don't really do the whole movie. We'll just do like, this is a 10-minute episode. This is what it'd be like if we did 10-minute episodes.
And everyone will watch it and be like, these are the episodes you should do. But fuck them. Fuck them.
Yeah, Tony.
We do what we want.
But fuck them. Yeah.
Hate watching with Dan and Tony. Hate watching with Dan and Tony. It's hate watching, yeah.
Welcome to Hate Watching with Dan and Tony. It's Christmas time. We're doing Christmas movies. And that means we're doing Jack Frost from 1998.
Seminal classic.
Yeah. Seminal classic. Not so much.
Dan, we're going to argue today, I think.
Yes, we are going to argue today. This movie, Warner Brothers, hour and 41 minutes, Michael Keaton, Kelly Preston, and a kid named Charlie.
Yeah, did the kid work ever again? Or was
totally worked. He was on that. I think he's on probably a major show right now, like one of the CSIs or something. He was on, there was this one show where, who's the guy from Footloose?
Kevin Bacon?
Kevin Bacon had a show where he hunted like a serial killer guy.
Yes. Yep.
This kid played his second banana.
Oh, wow. That's awesome. Good for this kid. Good for him.
I'm 99% sure the picture of him, I was like, oh, yeah, I know him. And when you see his adult picture, you're like, oh, yeah. And I think he's on like a CSI or something now.
That's awesome. It's tough. That's a tough transition. So good for him. And like, I do feel bad because it was all downhill after this movie. This is definitely the apex of his career because this movie was beautiful.
This movie was...
Fight me, Dan. Fight me.
Okay. This movie takes place in Denver. Michael Keaton's character's his name is Jack Frost, and he's in a band, the Jack Frost Band. Woo! And we start out with them doing this rockin' version of Frosty the Snowman, which everyone in the bar is just so pumped for.
Hopping. They're having the time of their lives. And it's like they've never heard this song before. I love it.
Not this way they haven't.
I have a question. Do they tell you that Jack Frost is his name before the concert?
No.
Okay, I didn't think so because I'm watching this concert and the band is called the Jack Frost Band and they're playing a Christmas song, like albeit it's a bluesy rock version, whatever. But I was like, is this just a Christmas cover band? Is that all they do? Who is going to sign a band that only does Christmas covers? So I was right off the bat, I was very confused. And then eventually find out that that's his name. And I was like, okay, this is dumb.
And he's like a badass on the harmonica. Dweezil Zappa's in the audience. You're just like, what is going on? Dweezil Zappa? The two Zappa kids, Dweezil and Amit Zappa. Dweezil was the guy playing the record company guy, and Amit was the guy playing the snowplow guy. You missed that?
I still don't know who they are. Who are the Zappa brothers?
Do you know who Frank Zappa is?
Yeah. Oh, those are his kids. And
Moon Unit Zappa, who did Valley Girl. He's a Valley Girl.
Okay. I had no idea.
For sure. She's a Valley Girl, and there is no cure. Liqueur.
Don't stop, Dan. I want you to go through the whole.
So they were like, they do all sorts of music stuff. And one of my friends is like friends with Amit. And they've tried to work on stuff together through the ages. And then the two brothers, once Frank died, like got into gigantic conflict over everything, which is like,
sure. That's sad.
Super sad and super weird. So they have a fiddle player. They have a guy that looks like you in the band. It's just, they're amazing.
It's a great band. I would listen to them, is what I will tell you right now. The soundtrack to this movie is pretty good. I want it on vinyl.
That's sort of my question: is who is this movie made for? Is it made for
No,
40-year-old
I have
Tony?
no idea. It has to be made for me because kids won't enjoy it.
No.
Like, it's not good. Families can't really watch it together because it's just kind of sad. Like, it's not, there's no hopeful message. I kept waiting. I was very confused because usually in these movies, it starts out where he's like a bad dad, and then he learns through this magic Christmas miracle to be a good dad. But he was kind of a good dad in the beginning. He put his career first, but I mean, it was a big opportunity. Like, I'm not going to lie to you. That's a big opportunity. And then he still chooses the family. He walks away from this big opportunity and then dies on the way home. What a stupid, I was very upset.
Hashtag spoilers.
Sorry. You're right.
You're
I'm sorry.
jumping ahead about one act. Yeah, so it's not really for kids. It's not fun. It's not Air Bud Christmas or anything. It's kind of like, but it is all about a kid, and he's kind of sad, but the sadness is not really shown that much, and he's kind of angry at his dad, but it's not really shown that much.
He's only angry at his dad when he misses his game.
Yes.
Like, it's not. And then
That's
they
when he
talk
rages.
and they talk about the fact that, oh, you're missing things. And Kelly Preston is all like, I'm used to it because I married you, but he didn't ask for this. But it's like, he only missed one thing in this movie. All I've seen is him be a good dad. He played like hockey with them. He joked around with them, had a great time, and then he went to work. Am I to believe that anytime a dad goes to work, it makes him a bad person?
And, I was thinking about, like my childhood, and it's like we did stuff with our dad regularly, but it's not like our dad was there 24, he came home and we ate dinner, and he didn't like play with us for 6 hours every evening or anything.
No.
He was a dad.
I hardly saw my dad would come home, yell at me for not doing my chores, and that's about it. And he was right. I didn't do the chores.
And your dad might have ended up loving you if you'd have done your chores, but you chose to have your dad.
We'll never know. We'll never know, Dan. All right. That's an if scenario that I don't want to deal with.
So it's next day. It's Christmas break for the kids. Everyone goes out there, and I think is Charlie's nickname at the beginning the Brain?
Yes. When at the kid war. Yeah. But I don't know why he doesn't do anything. This whole kid snowball war was very confusing, but cool. If I was a kid watching this, I'd be like, oh, I want to do that with all my friends. But it doesn't make sense as a character setup for the kid because he doesn't really do anything later.
It is a very interesting setup. Actually, we have the line, "Eat snow, you little wieners." Which I wrote down. That's a line.
Pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
That's a Tony. That's like this is the reason why Tony's gonna like this stupid movie, is because there are about 7 lines in the movie.
Yeah.
And 7 is a really high number for the movies we watch.
For this podcast, having like half a dozen good lines, this movie is unbelievable.
So they're doing a whole thing, and it's sort of like the bigger kids are against the little kids, but sort of not really also.
Are they big? I got really confused on the bully, Rory's age, because he looks 4 or 5 years older. He's way bigger than these kids, but then they're playing hockey together and they're in the same school. I was confused. I didn't understand.
So Charlie just comes in there and he takes charge of everything. And he's like, you got to kill the general. And then there's like this one kid that's pinned down. And so they do a bunch of dumb stuff, and it doesn't, nothing really happens.
Yeah. Well, here's what confused me is all the kids are huddled and they're like, we're pinned down. And then our hero kid just saunters over, doesn't get hit by a snowball, and then hides with them. I was like, oh, what? If you're pinned down, no one should even get to you. It looks like you could just walk away at any time. You're not pinned down.
And the other thing we find of these snowball fights is that the kids could just stand there and take hits for like hours, and
Yes.
and are pretty much. I mean, I've never been in a real. Oh yeah.
There's like is this the one where he hits him in the face from point blank, or is that the second snowball fight later?
Where Charlie hits the bully in the face, he hits the bully in the face. Yeah, and
Okay.
which would have involved the bully taking him and beating him to a piece of garbage.
1,000%. Charlie would be on the ground, whitewashed, and maybe suffocated. I don't know, but
bloody snow everywhere. He would go home and his lips would just be like, just be disgusting because of all the bruising in his face. He'd just be like this.
Insane.
He'd be like a purple egg.
But instead, he's just like, oh, this isn't the end, Charlie boy.
And then Charlie wins, and then there's this sort of random girl who just sort of random girls every once in a while. She's like, "You're amazing," and she went on to have a pretty good guest starring career. Also, I looked her up.
My wife recognized her from something. I don't remember what it was, but she was like, "Oh, I know her." I was like, "Really? Weird."
Yeah.
Good for these kids.
So then we get this musical interlude with Hanson doing "Merry Christmas, Baby."
Yes,
and
please.
there's a couple of Hanson songs in here. And then he gets home, and they live in Colorado in the most beautiful house on the planet.
It's awesome. I love it. Even their whole neighborhood is just beautiful. I haven't spent a lot of time in Colorado, but that's where I want to be. Other than the snow that apparently covers your entire house. Because there were a couple shots that it was like over the roof. And I was like, oh no.
No, the amount of snow is just horrendous, and you would not want to live here. And probably, so I guess these houses probably cost $17 because no one would want to live in this. It is just dreadful. It's horrifying. And it looks like it's all real snow. It looks like they shot in all this terrible snow, I guess. I don't know. I don't know if it's all fake or not.
Usually you can tell, I feel like in most movies, it's very fluffy, but like this felt like relatively real. Yeah. I don't know how they shoot all this in real snow or fake snow. If this was a set, that level of the illusion was not bad. I thought it kind of worked. Yeah, I bought it.
And he's got his report card, and he's got all A's
because he's the brain.
Then Dad comes home, and Mom is shoveling the sidewalk, which of course Tony would be doing that. Or not doing it, I guess. Yeah. I guess Dad would not be getting home if you lived in Colorado. He'd be hiring a new child.
No, Dan, this is what year did this come out? The 90s?
98.
If these people live in this town, they would 1,000,000% have a snowblower. I know that they make a joke about it at some point, like, I bet you'd like a snowblower. Yeah, she would like a snowblower because that's like 8 feet of snow some days. You monster.
Huge.
They would definitely have it.
Dad comes home, they do a makeout session, and then they make a snowman.
Wait, hold on. We got to talk about this first interaction between Keaton and Preston. When they do the weird, cheesy lip gloss line, and then they kiss. Dan, this is one of the worst on-screen kisses we've seen.
Oh, really? No.
There's
whatchamacallit's the worst on-screen kiss we've ever seen.
Which one? Which one's much?
Love Guru. That was.
Oh no, you're right.
Worst kiss in movie history.
I don't even know if I count that. That doesn't even count as a kiss. Okay. All right. At least they're trying in this movie, but they don't have almost any chemistry throughout this movie. Keaton and Preston, and I feel like that's got to be pretty hard because they're both pretty charming people.
He's constantly like he talks up how much he loves her. Like seriously, he's always like, I want to get on top of you, and
But he's a bad guy. He's a bad guy, and he's got to learn a lesson throughout the movie. Except for he's this loving, doting husband who just happens to also have a job.
So I wrote, they make a snowman and then they have a snowball fight. Is that him and the kid? Yeah,
it's all three of them. It's like this adorable family time that shouldn't come this early in the movie if you're gonna teach him a lesson.
That's true. They're kind of like Dad does show up and does sort of do all his dad stuff, and everyone seems happy about it.
Yep, 100%.
Charlie's not asleep, and he half wakes up. It's like, I hate you. You're garbage.
You're
to
never
me.
here. Yeah, I don't even know you. You're a stranger. Like, nope. He comes. They have a great time. They high five. They hug. He puts him to bed. They love each other. Doesn't make any sense.
He gives him a harmonica, and then he starts telling this weird bullshit story. Then he tells him the true story which was like, it was like really weird, because you're like, why is he telling him this bullshit story? Which
Doesn't
he
make any
immediately
sense.
retracts the bullshit story and says, I bought this the morning you were born. And you're kind of
Which is a way better story. In my opinion, why would you even come up with a different story? That's like a really nice emotional connection to this harmonica that you belittle by making some stupid story up.
And then he says, it's magic. If you play it, I'll be able to hear you from anywhere. Which
apparently that's true.
Says another bullshit story, but you're just like, where are we going with all this? So, the kids, he takes harmonica and he's fairly happy with it. So now we get to the part of the movie that I was not happy about. He's getting ready to go to bed, and he is wearing jeans. He's wearing a white t-shirt with the arms cut off, and the t-shirt's tucked in.
Yeah.
I'm like,
classic 90s.
I didn't understand anything about this. He's getting ready to go to bed, and he's wearing jeans.
Dan, are you a rock star? No,
I mean,
you're not. You don't understand the life, okay?
If he was in a hotel getting ready to screw a bunch of groupies, yeah, I'm like good with this. And she's like, I'm not going to do all that, but yeah, he's like, you unzip the pants, you get my, something, whatever.
Yeah,
like, what the hell? And what about blonde Michael Keaton? That's kind of weird. He's kind of like.
That felt very 90s as well, because I mean, I don't know about you, Dan, but in the 90s / early 2000s, I definitely frosted my tips.
Oh, land of highlights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, we do this. Oh, he says I think he says this to her. All I need is you. He says this to the wife.
Yeah.
Which isn't this about him and the kid?
Yeah, I don't know.
All I
what
need
this
is you
movie's
and
about.
the kid. You love this movie, so you should be able to. You should be defending all these bad choices that they're making. No.
I'll get to my defense in the latter half of the film. I disagree. I disagree with the setup of the entire premise. The first act of the movie was wrong. They did it wrong.
Oh, but the second act and the third act rocked hard?
Yes. Yes, agreed. Thank you, Dan. I'm glad you agree with me.
Okay, so the wife is hanging the lights, which is a weird thing, and there's something wrong with the sink, which like he's supposed to take care of, but she's trying to take care of, but can't take care of because she's a girl.
Yeah, it was a very weird thing, because one, I don't believe for a second that Keaton's character is handy at all.
Not at all.
Out of the two of them, I'd be like, yeah, Preston will definitely fix it for sure.
More importantly, we're not convinced that as a snowman, he's even more handy.
I fixed the sink for her with my fucking twig arms.
So she's hanging lights, and the weird British guy who looks like Tony.
I love this guy. He's great, by the way.
Because Tony was like, that could have been me.
No, he's way funnier than I could ever be. He's in A Knight's Tale, and he's amazing in that movie.
Well, he's not funny in this movie.
That's not his fault.
So he's helping her hang the lights, and then he's picking up Michael Keaton to take him to do something stupid.
Let me tell you really quickly. I thought that they were going to develop a relationship.
No, you couldn't do that.
Me and the wife.
You couldn't do that.
I think you could. I think that would be a great added like.
Nope,
why? Why? Tell me why.
Because then if he comes back, it's weird, and everyone has. Yeah, but that would like make this a movie.
But but he should have to like almost give them their blessing. Like he should want her to move on and be happy.
No, but the idea is the snowman's going to come back every year, and she's going to like have to remain chaste and in love with the stupid magical snowman that she gets to see awful. 2 days a year.
So dumb. Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, exactly. This movie.
No,
Um,
hey, no. There's just a couple of things that are wrong with it.
so the kid is like, we have the J shot, which is the dad knows how to do this magical hockey shot, and just this magical day, he decides to mention to the kid, and then he sort of shows it to him, and then he's like, "No, I can't spend another 30 seconds with you. I gotta get in this car. We gotta leave." Okay, these are musicians.
Yeah.
Like musicians are gonna be places at 8:30 in the morning as opposed to 8:45.
Or on time. They're musicians. It's expected.
So he's like, but dad. So whatever. Wait, is this the point at which the kid gives him back the harmonica?
No,
That's later.
He gives it back on Christmas or
Yeah.
for Christmas. Yeah,
So we meet Henry Rollins as the coach. Do you know who Henry Rollins is at least?
I do. And this coach is
Who's Henry Rollins?
Henry Rollins is in. Hold on. No. Hold on.
So embarrassing. You can't look it up. Do not look it up.
Movie. No, it's a horror movie that I like a lot. I can't find it.
Who is why should anyone know who Henry Rollins is?
Because isn't he a music guy?
Yeah. What band is he in?
That's all I know. Oh, I don't know. I just know he's a musician, but then he's in a horror movie that I really like a lot. I'm gonna Google the horror movie.
Yeah,
Wrong Turn 2. He's in Wrong Turn 2. That's what it was. We watched it this year.
He's in Guy's movie too, isn't he?
What was Guy's movie?
Guy, our old teacher Guy. He made a movie, and he played the serial killer.
Yeah. Oh, the shooting movie. The shooter. Pow pow. Yeah. I didn't see the movie, Dan. Did you see the movie?
How would I see this movie?
Didn't it come out?
I don't know. Yeah, it came out. History is made for losers, winners, he said. And then we interchanged them doing this song called Don't Lose Your Faith with game montage, and they lose 0-8. And dad was supposed to be there.
Yeah, Dad, that's kind of like the big thing is Dad's supposed to be here. But I would like to talk really quickly.
Hold on. Wait, I'm going to say one more quick thing.
Yeah.
Dad is supposed to be there, but we never set up that Dad has made him this promise, and the mom has to pry that information out of the kid later.
Well, sure. I mean, don't worry about it.
Why don't we just set up that he's supposed to be there?
When he did the night before, when he was putting him to bed, he was like, "I'll be there, champ," or something.
But he didn't make him a promise.
Well, no, but he said it.
But it wasn't a promise.
Words are binding.
Promise.
Okay.
Okay, what were you gonna say, Tony?
I wish that we got more of the coach, because the way that he screams at the kids is so great to me. I really enjoyed this character. At one point, he screams, "Let's wipe the ice with their filthy butts." I mean, come on. That's 10 out of 10, man.
So then Dad's late again. He gets chewed out by Mom. And then he goes into the room, and the kid's in his tent. Another one of these stupid tent kids. Were you a tent kid? Did they give you a tent when you were a kid?
Dan, I wouldn't even know how to put up a tent if they had given me one. It would just still remain on the ground, and I would lay next to it.
Like where do these kids get these tents and these Indian teepees and all this stuff? Give me a break. We put one sheet over a broom, and that's all we ever had.
100%. Or you would build up couch cushions and then drape your bedding over it. Yeah, it's great.
So then Dad talks about how Dad dreams of being a musician, and sometimes he can be a selfish jerk. And you got to pursue your dreams, though. Yeah.
Shouldn't that be the end of the movie? This speech felt like the culminating speech where it's like, yeah, I messed up, but I'm chasing my dreams and I'm a selfish jerk. I'm sorry, and I'll try to do better. That's basically what I got out of this, and I feel like that should pretty much be the end of the movie.
I wish it had been. So the next morning, they are getting ready to go to the cabin, because in addition to this giant house, they have a cabin on probably 700 acres of virgin forest land.
Yeah, white folk,
White, yes. And so we're gonna have a real Christmas. And he's like, and I'll teach you the J shot, blah blah blah. But John Kaplan calls, and John Kaplan demands that the band comes and plays at his party or we won't give you the deal. And Charlie gets bent out of shape, and he's like, "Take back your dirty harmonica," and he sticks it in his mouth, just like in the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. Okay,
Yeah, dumb. I mean,
that's what you have to say. Yeah, dumb.
Everything.
Who ends up?
No, what?
Who ends up?
What?
Who ends up with the harmonica?
They do somehow. I guess
How
they get
is that?
it from his. I guess it's from his possessions of the car crash.
So, they pry it off his corpse.
Yeah, right? They like go through his pockets. He's dead. He's not gonna miss it.
Wouldn't that have been a lot better if, when he opened that box of snowman stuff, he looked in there and the harmonica's in there, and he's like, "Wait, I got that back to Dad. Wait, huh?" Right? Wouldn't that have been something magical? Like maybe there is something to this harmonica. No, but they didn't do that.
No,
it just appears in a box later because
that's where it was, Dan. All right,
and that's why
those are his earthly possessions.
That's it. Wait a second. So that's all they got left, and like more importantly, why are you gonna put Dad's prize harmonica, like the gift he gave you and you stuck back in his face, in this box with snowman parts?
For a person who's like,
it's
really...
not like this is the box of snowman stuff. Like whenever we make a snowman, we bust out the snowman box stuff. No, this is like his hat, mittens, like a car wheel.
Is that? I don't know.
Yeah, the top button was like a car wheel. So stupid. So what's his name has driven up the mountain. Then he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go be with my family." And then everyone's like, "Yeah, screw this record deal that we've all pinned all of our hopes on because we'd all rather be with our worthless families." Let me tell you something. When your dream is about to come true, screw your family. You know what? My wife can like sit at home eating baked beans on Christmas if I'm like signing the big deal, because we've been fighting for this big deal our whole lives. And you know what? Beans are we're gonna only be eating beans if I don't make the big deal.
So here's, I 100%. I
pursue
wish
your
they
dreams.
Had set up. I wish they had set up that he'd missed other Christmases. Like this is like, hey, this is the last Christmas. If you don't stay here, we're leaving you, or something to make it mean something. Because right now,
you mean
all of these people are just like, yeah, if they want us now, they'll want us tomorrow. Then who cares? Why are you even doing it? This doesn't make any sense.
There's no stakes in the movie.
There's no stakes. They really messed up this first act, Dan. I'll tell you, 2 and 3. Out of the park, but this first one's really rough for me.
So he changes his mind. He drives home and he drives off a cliff to his death.
Yeah.
To which I say, who cares? The family's better off without him.
Why? He's a good dad. If he was a bad dad, they'd be better off without him. But he's a good dad. He provides. He hangs out with the kid. Yeah.
Who cares? So then we're 1 year later, and the bully kids are looking down on him, and the one bully says, "He's no fun to pick on since his old man died." And then the major bully goes, "I never even knew my old man."
I mean, look at the depth that they give the bully. He's a full-fleshed character, Dan. He lost his dad, and now he acts out by being bullies.
Did he lose his dad, or did his dad abandon him? We don't know. We're more interesting story going on there.
I agree. I actually like the Rory character. I would have liked a little more of him.
So the kid is doing some rage shoveling. Mom is crying.
Hold on. This scene's tough for me. When the snowplow drives by and buries the end of his driveway. Oh my God. Oh, so frustrating. That is the worst thing ever. I remember those days well, and you would get so mad.
Oh, did you have to snowplow? Did you have to shovel?
Oh, 100%. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I grew up in Minnesota. I was in Minnesota until I was like 27 years old. I've done a lot of shoveling in my day.
Why didn't you just get a snowblower?
Can we be honest with each other? I was afraid of it. We had a snowblower and my dad would use it. But when it was my turn, I was like, no, I'll just shovel by hand. I like it better. I did not like it's like it's scary, man.
Hold on a second. You chose to break your back
Yeah.
shoveling snow when you have a machine that takes care of it.
A machine that could easily chop me up into little pieces. It's terrifying. It's very scary stuff.
You're so pathetic. You have a machine to do your job for you, but you choose.
Well,
You
I
were the guy
prefer
that
an
loved-
honest day's work, all right?
Tony used to love his dream job was data entry. Why'd you love doing data entry, Tony?
Because it's monotonous. It's easy. You do the same thing over and over. Once you get a groove, you're just like, bow, 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 bow. You're the best one in the business. I did love data entry. I really did. It was a good job. I like the
Okay.
manual process of it. It's not my fault.
So you felt Charlie's pain when
It's the most connected I was to the Charlie character in the entire film. I was wrought with
So-
peril.
the emotional high of this movie was the sadness
snowplow.
that the sadness this kid felt when his hard work was shoveled
Just
shoveled
destroyed.
into nothing.
Just destroyed. And then the mom, classic mom, I could just drive through it. It's like, lady, you're gonna get stuck.
No, I'm going to do it. Our show defeat the snow, Mom.
Here's the thing, Dan. If she drives over it, she's gonna pack that snow down, and then it's twice as hard to get out. I would just tell her to drive around the block a few times. Come on, lady.
So now he's hanging out with Mac. The other kids have dads. He's hanging out. What did she like go out for something and then Mac came over to babysit?
Yeah, she's going Christmas shopping, and Mac, a father figure to him. Basically, he's around. He doesn't have kids of his own, so it's a perfect fit.
So now, does he make the snowman with Mac, or does he just go out and do it by himself? I don't even remember.
I think he just goes out and does it by himself, and Mac is asleep.
Yeah, Mac's asleep in the chair. He goes out to make the snowman. He's making the snowman. And do you remember what song he was making the snowman to?
Is it Frosty the I honestly don't, but is it Frosty the Snowman?
No, it was Fleetwood Mac's Landslide.
Oh,
The landslide.
I was way off.
On Midtown. Why?
I don't know. Because they got the rights to the music and they're like, cool, this is the jam. People are
It's
going to love it.
Rockin' soundtrack. Everyone's going to want to make Snowman to Fleetwood Mac's Landslide. So he puts Dad's hat on it. He's crying. The harmonica's in the box.
I just want to real quickly, Dan. I don't know if you've ever been in the snow and then cried. You only do that once and you never do it again. Because those tears freeze to your cheeks. They freeze to your eyelids. There was a lot of crying in the snow. And I was like, this kid's never actually been to Denver in his life. Has no idea what he's doing.
Well, that's probably all glycerin. And glycerin, I don't think... Glycerin probably doesn't freeze as easily.
Oh, so you're saying that he's not a method actor. He's not really crying.
It's called science. So then the...
Why did you do this? Science!
Science!
Because all scientists have ear flaps.
Science! Magic! Science! Magic!
Oh, the ultimate duel. This is great.
Then the snowman comes to life.
As they do.
And the dog pees on him.
I have a lot of questions on the integrity of the snowman.
Okay, Tony, we're well into the second act. And you have yet to say anything positive about this movie except like maybe one weird line that I didn't even write down because it was so weird and dumb. I mean, are you dreaming
a couple of good lines?
You're basically, you want this movie to be like Mighty Ducks 4, Henry Rollins' Coach. That's what you're dreaming of.
That sounds great. It could even be Mighty Ducks 3 because that one's not as good.
Yeah, it's good. Okay, so what? So the snowman. Give me your top thoughts on the snowman.
My top thought. So my overall arching thought is I just don't understand the structural integrity because he is able to take himself apart when he wants to, but then he gets run the fuck over by a snowplow and is pretty much fine. That doesn't make any sense. He melts when it gets warm outside, but the dog doesn't seem to do any damage when it pees on it, which would melt it way faster. Like, I've peed in a lot of snow and it cuts right through it, Dan.
Hot urine.
Hot urine. So I don't understand that. And then I don't understand necessarily how he's getting places, because he travels a lot. Does he? He just kind of moves. I don't understand.
The first time it's actually a walking motion, which you're like, more importantly, does the snowman feel cold?
No.
Constantly he does. He remarks, "Oh my God, it's so cold out here." He makes these comments about cold.
He says his balls are cold at one point, I'm pretty sure. You're absolutely right.
He makes a bunch of jokes and quippy comments about him being cold. And it's like...
Well, he's covered in ice.
Is he covered in ice? He is ice. He's not covered in ice. Are his bones inside the snowman? Maybe that's what...
He's wearing a snowman suit. Yeah. A snowman suit. It's similar to how I always feel like I'm wet because I'm made out of water.
We're not even gonna talk about you feeling like you're wet. I'm not going to your level of wetness. Okay.
My last thought on the snowman is that he feels remarkably adjusted for somehow coming back to life as an inanimate object.
Well, okay, so we'll talk about that, and then we'll go back to the snowplow. Okay. He says it's embarrassing to come back as a snowman.
Yeah, I wrote that as well.
Tony, after you die, are you going to be embarrassed that what you come back to life as? You know, like, oh, I came back as a mannequin and I only have one arm. Boo-hoo on me. I'm embarrassed. What are people going to think? No, you're alive after being dead.
Wrong, Dan. Okay, you're not taking these things for granted enough. Okay, because if I don't get to choose what my reincarnation looks like, screw it. Okay, I don't even want a second life.
Done. Like,
I quit. I'm walking out.
There is no like sort of. He does not interact with the cosmic idea of you were dead, now you're alive. Like, I would be like, what the hell? I'm a snowman? What does this mean?
What is going on?
You dig off part of your body and then put it back, and you'd be like, can I feel? You'd really want to interact with the understanding of what your capacity is, especially since the dog steals your arm and runs away.
Right. No, but I think one of his first lines is like, hey, I'm back. As like, whoa. A real fast turn. Good for him. Like, he's a super well-adjusted guy.
Yeah, so he gets dragged away by the snowplow, which was really weird. And at one point he puts his arms up, and then the next scene he's in the thing, and then gets knocked into a snowbank, and then he just sort of puts himself back together, which doesn't make a lot of, like you say, the mechanics of him being a snow person is pretty sloppy.
Yeah, they don't really seem to care about anything.
So mom. Wait, does he interact with the kid first before mom comes home?
Yeah, because they see each other in the window. The kid gets scared, and then he sees his reflection, and he's like, "Oh, hey, I am a snowman." So he sort of interacts with the kids. The kid freaks out. The kid doesn't recognize his voice, which, if I heard a snowman that was talking like Michael Keaton, I'd be like, Michael Keaton, you're in that snowman? I know instantly it was him. Are you inside? Are you inside?
Yeah. If my mom or my dad's voice came out of a snowman, I would be like, Mom, what?
100%. Like, you can tell their voice when they're sick and they don't sound it. Like, their voice. You've heard it every day of your life. Yeah, it's pretty dumb. It's pretty dumb.
So mom comes home and he acts like a snowman.
So that was my other question. Does he sleep, or does he just wait? Does he just sit there and like, okay, I'll just hang out for the next 8 to 10 hours before I move again?
Tell me for a second, who, like, if you really like think about how much you move during the day, every human being is on the move constantly. I move from
Constantly,
room to room
all
to
the
room to
time.
room to room, up, down, left, right. Maybe when you're watching a movie, you'll sit back and be somewhere for 2 hours. But at one point, he's trying to watch TV through the window, and like he's bored, and you would not stand there all night for 10 hours.
No, that's insanity.
It's dumb.
So then I thought, so that's why I was thinking maybe he sleeps. Maybe the snowman's able to just turn it off and then turn it back on when he wants to.
And wouldn't that have been a nice scene? Wouldn't that have like told you a lot and made you feel better if he was like, man, being dead, now being a snowman, it just kind of wears.
So tiring.
Just like 40 seconds, a 40-second scene in there to sort of make us, to make us not think. And that's the whole thing with movies is you got to put those scenes in there that take us off thinking these thoughts, because these thoughts are the things that ruin the movie and make this
Correct.
movie as dumb as it is. This is not a bad movie. It's just kind of a dumb movie.
Oh, I'll agree with that, but I love dumb movies. And I think the problem is writers, I feel like writers feel like if they explain something, then you're going to question the explanation, which some people might. But if you just ignore the problem, it persists in my brain the whole time. And it builds, and then I get very frustrated.
So he looks through the window. The pipe is still broken. And he cries. Snowman can't cry. I guess he cries a little bit. And
I
then
don't know.
he like goes wandering around, and he's walking in the street, and Henry Rollins pulls up in this giant white vehicle, like a Jeep or something.
Like a cool Jeep, yeah, with the bright lights on top.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. Good for
and
him.
he sees the snowman. I think the snowman says something, and then he freaks out and backs up.
He says his name.
Oh,
he
says
like
his
yells
name.
his name. He's like, Sid! Something. I don't know.
And then he backs up the street and screaming and freaking out, which I don't know. And then he does a whole thing about denial, anger, acceptance. I don't know.
Yeah, he really just talks himself through the stages of grief.
Yeah, just like it's grief. It's like
Yeah.
coming back from the dead is not like a grief. It's not a grief system. It's like
it's a joyful, thankful system.
Yeah, I would probably be like, I don't believe in God. Is this a God thing? Or if I believed in God, I'd be like, good God, God did a thing. Thank you, God. But
except for, how could you bring me back as a snowman, you ruthful God?
What now? Wouldn't you want to be a snowman, Tony?
I would love to be a snowman because there's nothing you have to do as a snowman. You know what I mean? Like, you can just kind of hang out, do your thing, and then you're gone for like 8 months, and then you come back. It sounds great.
Don't you just go live on a mountain?
Sure, yeah, you could go live on a mountain if you want to.
I'd be living on a mountain. That's what I would.
Thin air up there, Dan. All right, I don't know if he breathes oxygen or not. That's not really just.
Doesn't have organs. He doesn't have to do anything.
Are you sure?
So now the kid comes out and he faces off with him, and he has a hairdryer, and this is the point at which they just sort of they just sort of get it together, right?
Yeah. Just like, oh, cool. You're a snowman. I'm all good. It's a beautiful scene. It's wonderful. Wonderful little ditty.
Okay. So now we're going to get to the part of the movie that Tony loved. This is the next 10, 12 minutes. That is why Tony loves this movie. The big snowball fight.
That Elf totally stole?
You mean Elf did and was good?
Stole. No, Dan.
Was good?
Stole.
Was good?
It did. It is better. You're right about that.
Do you hate Elf or do you like Elf?
I am ambivalent. Like, it's fine for a holiday movie, but I don't love it.
I love Elf. I cry in this movie. This movie is this movie is Elf is the movie that this is the antithesis of, because Elf is about Christmas. It's about a shitty dad who actually comes around, and we explain why he's shitty, and we explain why he comes around. We have a character that's actually a character that's totally crazy and weird and has magical powers, and the magical powers make sense with who he is. and we have
Correct.
a love story that's beautiful, and we have like moments where a 40-year-old man gets to get with a 20-year-old girl. I love that.
I love that.
She overcomes her fears to like move
Oh, yeah.
forward. Santa Claus, there's hope. There's all these things, and it's beautiful. This movie's like,
Sometimes I forget how
I'd buy the
sappy
soundtrack.
you are.
I'm
That's
so
I
sappy.
forget.
I'm the
You
worst.
really are. You really sap. And
I'm super
here's my
sappy.
thing about Elf is that I wish that it were funnier. And that's just like a personal thing. I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a great film. But personally, when I watch holiday movies, I'm more like, I want to laugh a little bit more. Like some of my favorite Christmas movies, Just Friends. That's one of my all-time favorite Christmas movies. You don't know what Just Friends is? It's Ryan Reynolds, Anna Faris. It's phenomenal. It's great.
Well, you have
It's
two
great stuff.
very, very charismatic, funny people. I could see how
Absolutely.
that would be good.
Yeah. But I mean, it's an every year. I'll tell you that. We watch it.
That's not the one where
like
he's
clockwork.
That's not the one where he's fat and then he stops being fat.
1,000,000%.
Oh, I've seen
yes.
that. Yeah, that's cute. Cute. You see, you like cute movies.
Yes, I do.
You like movies that are super cute and fun. I like sappy
Yeah.
movies, and
Correct.
You know,
Yeah.
I like to be. There are movies I like to be manipulated by.
Not me.
You're like Tony's tough as nails. You're not gonna get me to cry. I'm a tough
No,
guy.
they get me. They get me, but I don't need to cry. I don't need to cry. That's not something I want to do. So if that's what your whole point is, happy cry, sad cry, I don't care. I don't need to cry. All right, I'm all good. Thanks, guys.
Man, should have just used that snowblower. So then, the snowman starts throwing the balls. You know,
So
where
fast.
they can't see him. And
That
then
doesn't make sense.
And then what do the other kids do to him? To Charlie?
Do they throw it back? I don't remember. They chase him at some point.
They chase him. They back him up to the edge of a cliff, and then they throw
then they try to
snowballs
kill
at
him.
them to kill him.
They literally try to murder the child. Yes, you're absolutely right.
Not like, you might fall over there and you might bump your head. No, he is going to fall to his death.
But my favorite thing is that when Dad saves him, he literally is like, I saved your life back there, pal. As if like, and then that's kind of all they talk about it. And then they move on. It's like, no. These kids try to kill another child. Someone needs to tell someone, get people involved, get some adults involved. These kids need to be suspended from school, maybe seek help. Come on, guys. This is a serious thing.
So he makes like a teeter-totter ramp and throws his own butt and jumps up and catches him and then lands on his own butt. And then we get...
Which doesn't make any sense.
Is this the favorite part of your movie? The race down the hill, the snowboard / sledboard /
Great. It's a great scene. I'm confused on when they got on top of a mountain. Is the school on top of a mountain? Because they are going down a hill for about 6 minutes.
Oh, at least 6 minutes. This is enough time to break the sled in half and turn them into snowboards. Kind of a race down the hill.
I have no idea where they are or how they got there.
So we have...
Fantastic.
It's really funny. We have the old... One of the kids has this little magical sled that actually has an array of snowballs for throwing on the sled. And
Great.
throws two
Come
of them
prepared.
at them. They hit him and they turn into boobs. And we do a boobs joke.
And I laughed really hard at this. I wrote this down. Because
See, that's the difference between you and me. You laugh at the stupid snow boobs, John. I laugh at the VD room. That's you and me. VD room, snow boobs. Oof.
Snow boobs. It's so good. And I love it because he he plays with them a little bit.
Wouldn't you play with your snow boobs?
100%. I mean, I used to do it as a kid all the time. You lay down or in like sand, you make yourself, you never did that? Like turn yourself into a mermaid with some nice boobies.
You would be at the beach and you would pile sand on yourself and then imagine you were Fondling your own breasts.
Let me. Okay, hold
No,
on. When you say it
I've-
like that,
I've-
it's weird, Dan.
I never do that. I never like
You've-
go like, oh my god, look at my breast. It's so beautiful. My nipplage. What are you talking
Well,
about?
hey, you don't make nipples, Dan. That's just crass. Okay.
Why would you make nipples? Nipples are the fun part.
No, wait. Wow. All right. Here's the thing. I like it because Keaton goes for it. Like he really gropes him for a half a second. He's like, no, I can't do. Like it's a good bit. It's strong. It's very funny.
Yeah. And then I wrote shredding, and then they immediately right after that they say, we're shredding. I'm like, wow.
Shredding.
Yeah, you're shredding. They get big air, and then the bully, of course, gets pine tree to the crotch.
Oh, yeah. So I mean, that kid's hospitalized. Without a doubt.
Oh, and then at this point, he calls Charlie boy, and he's like, oh my god, you are my dad.
Right. I mean, the kid's an idiot. First, you're talking to a snowman, but the one thing you don't believe is that it's your reincarnated father. Who do you think the snowman is? Just like a random dead person come back to life? That's you should be scared then. It's just, I don't know. It's super weird.
You should be scared. So now, was that the part of the movie you like the most? What are we not gotten to the part you like the most?
We're in the midst of me loving this movie. I'm having a great time. The snowball fight with the snow boobs is great. I mean, it's some good stuff. It's some really good stuff, and we're getting close to one of my absolute favorite line in the movie. I mean, we're in it, Dan.
Okay, we're getting there. So we cut. They've gone back to the house, and we just cut. And he's like, "Okay, I fixed the sink."
Yeah, which.
So, in other words,
How?
of all the things you have to come back from the dead to take care of,
It was his
leaky
unfinished
pipe,
business.
check. And then the mom's coming home, and he's like, "She can't see me like this." So wait a second. I understand in Deadpool, where Deadpool doesn't want literally the hottest woman on the planet to see him looking like the most disgusting prune monster ever.
Yeah.
I get it. That I get. And I get she's not going to have a problem with it. I get that. But, like, you're a snowman. It's not like you're going to be able to perform as a man anymore. It's like you really, you've been sent back to, like, make amends, take care of things. And one of those things, I mean, that's what I would assume. I would assume that some big power is either there to completely embarrass me, or it's there for me to make good.
But he never really made bad, and that's my whole the thing that I don't like about this movie is that they don't make him bad enough to merit coming back to life. Out of all, unless God is throwing people into snowmen left and right in this town, it doesn't feel like he is the one that has earned the right to come back and learn his lesson.
That's true. Let's see. Yeah, so then this is when we go and do practice, right?
Yeah.
They go to like this secret spot, which is set up in some weird way I don't really remember, didn't understand, and somehow they make magic. They make hockey sticks out of branches. They make let me ask, did you play hockey?
No, I did not.
Oh, well,
I was a terrible skater. But
I grew up in Minnesota. I don't know how to skate, and I don't want to play hockey, so I can't answer your questions about skating. I know
how to play hockey. I've watched Mighty Ducks 1,000 times. I get hockey. I never partook because I couldn't skate.
Did you ever live your life, Tony? I mean, I know I didn't live my life.
I'm still waiting, Dan. I'm only 35. I got a lot of time left, at least 4 years.
Acting is my life. Oh, Jesus.
Is it? Because I'm not doing that either.
Exactly. So they have a whole practice the J shot thing.
Yeah. First of all, the J shot's not even a special shot. It's almost nothing. No, it's just like a little hook shot. Like it's nothing. It's not a thing.
And we are led to believe he changed positions at some point. Then we find out he quit the team,
which I don't even understand why they make him. The only reason they make him change positions is to be like, yo, Michael Keaton, you don't even know that your son changed positions, I guess. But like, it doesn't have any.
But
Who cares?
when he gets back on the team, he hasn't changed positions.
No, he's definitely on. Yeah, he's
on
definitely
offense.
right wing when he gets back. So he's
It's-
not. I don't know.
So shouldn't there be this one kid that he has to steal his place? He has to like knife another kid to get his place back.
Yeah. Yes. Please. I want to see that.
So they do a whole thing with Shiverfest, which I don't even think anything happened there.
No, but I would love to go to Shiverfest.
There it is, because it's a
Cool
thing.
festival. Cool festival.
So in the morning, Coach Henry Rollins is picking up all the kids. What vehicle is he doing this in?
Was it a van?
Yeah.
Yeah. Just he's got multiple vehicles.
Why isn't he in the cool, weird white car?
Because all the kids wouldn't be able to fit into the Jeep, Dan.
No. The reason why they didn't do it is because you couldn't shoot through the Jeep and have the stupid little girl standing on the other side doing reaction shot garbage.
That is 100% true. Yes. Those sliding doors are great.
You've established this very unique vehicle for a character, and then the character never returns in that very unique vehicle. He returns in a really boring minivan.
Yeah, which is probably what he should have had the whole time.
And so he's like, Coach, can I be back on the team? And he says, sure.
Sure. As if like nothing matters at all. Like, I don't know.
So then they say goodbye, and then Dad says, I'm going to make it to your game one way or the other, life or death. I will do anything. No, actually, he just says, see you later or whatever.
Yeah, it's just like, cool, but with a twig. So it's just,
So then we have him getting there. So he convinces the dog to be the dog sled, and the dog is able to pull him.
Listen, there's a lot of things with physics in this movie. We didn't talk about this before, but when no, the other ear, magic, that's what we need. Yeah. When Mac is asleep on the chair and the kid like barricades the door, he literally just pushes the chair as if it's on a Fernie dolly and slides it in front of the door easily with a man the size of me on top of a recliner. You can't. First of all, recliners aren't on wheels because otherwise you'd be like sliding while you're trying to relax.
Recliners are literally the heaviest chairs on the planet.
Because they got all the mechanics inside of them. It's ridiculous.
Recliners are horrible. That kid would throw out his back.
Yeah, he'd be dead. And then this stupid dog bites onto a thing and is able to pull a giant snowman. I don't know, man. So
now we have we're doing another montage. The snowman has gotten there. He's got to go across the burning hot parking lot. And then while that's happening, the kid is playing his hockey game. Do you remember how he gets across the parking lot?
Does he not just go?
He goes. And then at a certain point, he slips.
Oh, that's right.
And then he slides like a rocket. Like there's a rocket attached to him towards these double doors. Who a man pushes through the double doors and then turns so quickly that he will not see a snowman plowing. This man throws open the doors and is like already turning his head and moving off to the right so that he will not see that snowman slide through the door.
He's in an emergency situation, Dan. Have a little empathy, okay? He has got to go. All right, that guy's got some sort of personal thing happening and he's jetting. But I guess I'm confused on why the asphalt is so hot.
Because summertime.
But it's not summertime. It's Christmas.
Oh, it's not.
And then if the asphalt is that hot, what is he slipping on? Because if it's so hot, there's no ice. He's slippery.
He's made out of snow.
Because he's melting. Is that what I don't understand.
So there's free skates, so they can't put him on the ice, and he's got to get him out of there. So wait, what was your favorite line? You said we were coming up on your favorite line.
Apparently there was more in between it than I thought. We're almost to it.
It better not be my balls are freezing.
No, but that's a great line. He says his balls a couple of times in the movie, and it gets me every time.
So Charlie puts him on a cart, and gets him over. He's going to put him into this truck that's going up to the mountains. And then Rory shows up, and then Rory's like, da 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 da. And the kid's like, he's my dad. And Rory's like, I don't know my dad. I'll help you. And
Well,
they put
hold
him on
on.
the thing.
First of all, Rory is
Oh,
like,
here's
I
the line
knew
you
it.
like.
What
Use
did you
your
write down?
line. Snowdad's better than no
The
dad.
no dad. Yes, dude. That I wrote it down in all caps. That got me so good. I was like, Snowdad, better than no dad. Yes, dude. So good. I love it. I want a shirt that says that. I'm gonna make some merchandise. So good. So good. Made the whole movie for me.
Oh my God, Snowdad's better than no dads. So they get up in the mountains and then they jump out and are somehow magically exactly where they want to be, and they roll down the thing and then they go to the cabin and
And again, the snowman can fall out of a moving vehicle and not break apart like snow.
so they're at the cabin, and then Michael Keaton delivers the line. I was too busy trying to make my mark on the world when you're my mark on the world. Kind of a sweet sentiment.
Great line. I cried.
Did you really?
I cried this whole last little scene. I was welled up, man.
Really?
It got me. Yeah, it got me good. That's why I don't watch this movie, because I don't like to cry. But I'm confused on why he has to leave.
Because it's the end of the movie?
I guess, yeah. I mean, that is the only explanation that makes sense, because it's Christmas morning.
The writer didn't have an idea?
Yeah. I mean, that's definitely what it is. Because they get to the mountain where it's cold, so he's safe, theoretically.
Yep.
It's Christmas morning. He doesn't even stay through Christmas. He leaves Christmas morning. Like, you don't stay for Christmas? They were all mad at you an hour ago for not staying for Christmas, and now it's just fine?
Yep.
And he didn't solve any of his problem. I don't know. I don't, yeah.
There's something about I wished it. It's time for me to go. I will be there if you hold me in your heart. I can come back in a sequel if you really need me.
And then they for some reason didn't. I want a sequel to this movie.
Well, no.
Yes.
Then they play a Lisa Loeb song at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Here's the thing I don't understand. The dog runs off.
Listen, this dog, he doesn't
This
get
is
to
the
go
weirdest
in the house. Yeah. He lives outside in the snow. Like, he doesn't, as far as I know, he's never in the house. Is he ever in the house?
Well, and he doesn't recognize Michael Keaton's character being Michael Keaton's character, which makes no sense. If I came back, my dog would either disrespect me how she disrespects me, or she'd be happy that I'm here. She would not be like, who the hell are you? Yeah, she would get it.
She knows
a dog.
your voice. Yeah.
Well,
100%.
Not even just the voice, but I mean, they're animals and they have senses. You know, they're not like stupid human beings that want to burn you with a hairdryer. But so why does this dog just? I mean, the dog runs off. Doesn't it run off? Doesn't the dog run off?
Absolutely.
It runs off like it's going somewhere.
It's kind of like it's like a cat in this movie, an outdoor cat, which can go and live its life for days at a time and then comes back to you whenever it feels like it. That's how I feel about this pup.
So how Christmassy was this movie?
It's almost anti-Christmassy because, as I said, they never spend Christmas together. It's almost Christmas, he dies, we jump ahead a year. It's Christmas, he decides to kill himself and go back to heaven for no reason, and we never spend Christmas with anybody in this movie.
No.
Doesn't make any sense.
We never really, the Christmas lights don't really get up. There's just nothing. There's never like a tree. There's never a Christmas moment. There's never a lost Christmas moment. There's just like, it's really, they just set it in this situation. They don't really put it in this situation.
Which is something that like Lethal Weapon does. You know what I mean? Like it's Christmas time in Lethal Weapon, but they don't deal with Christmas very much. It's just set in that time. He does that a lot, really, but in this movie, it should be about Christmas.
Really?
It
Christmas
shouldn't
movie should be about Christmas? Wouldn't that be crazy if it was actually about something Christmassy?
It's just so weird that they set up that he oh, you're not going to be home for Christmas. We're so mad at you. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to be home for Christmas. Oh no. And then he dies. Oh, but here's his chance to be home for Christmas. Nah, we're not going to do it. Actually, I just don't understand.
Even when he's going off to play the thing, I think they say, I'll be back in time for Christmas.
I think it's Christmas night, but he's going to miss Christmas morning or something like that. I don't know.
Why was that not enough?
Exactly, Dan. Exactly. This guy's doing everything he can.
Tony, defend your favorite movie in the world. It's just because he's like
Snow
some balls
boobies.
come. Snow boobies. There it is. That's Tony's like,
that is all you need.
Take my $15 and I'm buying popcorn because snow boobies.
Snow boobies, man. Great bit. Snowdad is better than no dad. I mean, this movie does it all. It's a good line. You know it is.
I wrote it down, so it is a decent line.
See? There you go.
Does it redeem this movie? No.
100%. Yes.
And like I said, this isn't really a bad movie. It's just like like a Hallmark movie with a little more money spent on it.
Yes. I mean, that's exactly what it is. And just as much not caring about anything. And I love Hallmark movies. I love them.
There it is. Anything else positive to say about this movie?
I have something negative I'd like to say about this movie. Is that
thanks, Tony. Your favorite movie in the world. You got something negative to say about it?
The song that he sings to the wife. Is that a real song? See, I don't know. She's like, oh, sing my song, and it is a terrible song.
It's
not real good at all.
I'm pretty sure that. What mean as a snowman or as a real man?
Both. They do it. Well, I think he only sings it as a real man because he sings it in the beginning when they're having their romance time. And then he sings it at the end when I was crying and he was leaving.
Yeah. It's a Lena Horne song. Yeah, it's a real song.
I did not enjoy that at all. And I feel like they could have picked something way better.
Yeah, the soundtrack of this movie is terrible.
Wait, no, I like the soundtrack.
Moving on.
Oh, boo.
You like the soundtrack, and it's a soundtrack that's supposed to appeal to, slightly middle-aged guys that like stupid movies like this. And
you're darn right.
Not to whoever it is that this movie was probably supposed to be marketed towards, which was kids.
Kids. Yeah, it's definitely supposed to be for children. They're not going to like it. They're not going to enjoy this movie.
Not gonna like this movie. This movie is dumb. This movie should just be a dumb fantasy. It starts with the dad dead, and then the dad comes back as a snowman just for Christmas, and they get to have this perfect experience. Wow. How hard a movie would that be to write?
I'm just so confused on why that didn't happen.
Oh, because writers are stupid. Writers are all like, oh, I'm going to do all this good stuff, and we're going to start with the Jack Frost Band singing a rockin' version of Frosty the Snowman, and that one's going to get it's going to become Grandma's got run over by Santa Claus, and what that stupid thing is.
Grandma run over by a reindeer? Is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what it is. Any other points you want to make, Tony?
No, this movie's Snow Boobies. That's about it.
So give us something you like, Tony, during this during this week.
Well, speaking of not liking to cry, but doing it anyhow, we finally finished Schitt's Creek this week.
Oh, yeah. And
holy shit.
They get pretty emotional in those last couple episodes.
Yeah. And we were a wreck. Like, we're sitting next to each other, just like, it's good. It's beautiful. It's a great show. It's a great show. Really, really good stuff. So that's what I did this week.
Well, good for you. I'm picking a book this week because I don't care.
Whoa, you read
the book? Yes, occasionally. It's called
Piranesi.
Piranesi. Is it backwards in the thing? Because it's backwards in the thing I'm looking at.
No, it's right for me.
This is the woman that wrote this. Also wrote Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell, which they made in. I think BBC made into a like 5 or 6 miniseries about wizards in like sort of 19th century England. Totally great book. And she, after she did that, the book sold like 4 million, and then she had like crippling anxiety, and she had all these problems, and like it sort of took her like 12 or 15 years to write this. The first book took her 10 years, and it was so interesting because I read a thing about her, and it was just, this book is just magical, just an amazingly different book. And it's just interesting to hear about creators when they go through something like that, and that maybe only make 1 or 2 amazing things in their lives. And that, sometimes making one really, really good thing in your life is all you're going to do. And
that's all I want.
Some of us are just going to leave behind a lot of terrible videos. You just want to do one good thing? You'd like one funny sketch.
Oh, thank you. Which one, Dan?
Beaky Friday. I told you that was really good. That's a classic. It's no what's my devil one? What was that called?
I don't remember what it's called, but that is a fun sketch. Devil Dick? Isn't that what it is? Devil Dick?
Something like that. I think
Top
it was
notch.
a different name.
I know. Not for me.
So now Tony gets to pick us another holiday movie. Maybe it'll actually involve something Christmassy. I don't know. Maybe we'll feel the magic of Christmas because with this one.
We're definitely not going to feel the magic of Christmas, but we're going to feel something about Christmas. And this is another yearly watch for me. And I'm hoping you've never seen it. I don't know. But it is Deck the Halls with Danny DeVito and Matthew Broderick.
Are they competing with putting up stuff on the houses? I don't think I've seen it.
Yeah, well, you strap in. You're in for a real treat.
Is this good?
No, this movie sucks, Dan. I hate this movie.
Wait, did you just say you watch it every year?
There's only so many Christmas movies, Dan.
What do you mean?
And we watch.
It's like
we
Hallmark
do the
Channel has
25
like
days.
30.
Oh yeah, no, I mean that's so. Here's how my December works, right? Anytime I'm home, the Hallmark Channel or ABC Family is on because ABC Family does the 25 Days of Christmas as well, and those are just like in the background. You watch them when you can, and then every night you watch one real Christmas movie, and there's just not that many. Like that I can watch.
So Deck the Halls. What you have an idea of the year of this movie?
Not even a little bit. Mm-mm.
That's fine, Tony. Thank you for doing that due diligence to get ready for our next show.
I do the bare minimum. I
really. Surprise, Tony does the bare minimum.
Snow boobies.
Well, this has been Hate Watching with Dan and Tony. If you like what we do, that is surprising. You can leave a comment. You can leave a thumbs up. Those are 2 things you can also do. Or you can just listen and enjoy and hopefully
keep it to yourself.
Do not tell your friends. Secrecy is the key to this podcast's success. Absolute secrecy. After you listen, try to forget anything we might have said.
Move on.
So, I'm Dan.
And I'm Tony.
We'll see you next time.
Hate watching.